Whether you're new to the Sound Shore or have called it home for years, Sound Shore Family Guide is here for you. We bring you insider tips on schools, sports, local happenings, and parenting in our amazing community. Let's navigate family life in Larchmont and Mamaroneck together.
Welcome to the Sound Shore Family Guide here at LMC Media Studio Center. And we are here today with Dara Astmann. Make sure that you stay until the very, very end where we're going to come back and Dara will talk to you about a secret family tip that she has for you. Dara, thank you so much for being here today at LMC Media Studio Center at on the Ave for the Sound Shore Family Guide.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Dara, where did you live before you moved here to Larchmont?
So I lived in the city for many years, but I actually grew up in White Plains. So I'm a Westchester native, but I lived in the city for about 20 years before moving to the suburbs.
Okay. And now that you're here, what do you do for a living?
I am a career clarity coach. So I actually work with moms locally and virtually, helping them sort of figure out their next chapters, whatever part of their career journey they're on.
I was going to add a little something to that, is that you are a very community-driven force to be reckoned with, an amazing liaison between people. So thank you so much for doing what you do because you just constantly introduce people to people and you're a really good resource for that. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I love having events and bringing people together. I think it's really important, the community aspect of it.
It definitely is. And so how old are your kids?
They are almost 11 and 12, so 5th grade and 6th grade.
Okay. And did they go to nursery school here?
They did. They were at Larchmont Temple.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say, like, from when they were little until now, like, what kind of activities did they do? And do they do?
So they do a lot of the town sports. Both my kids play rec sports, whether it's baseball or lacrosse. Those are the two main ones in my house right now. They're also both playing travel.
Travel what?
Travel lacrosse and travel baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the two big ones. But from young age, we did everything from soccer to dance. You know, we tried it all at young ages, and they've sort of narrowed down their specialties.
Which is very typical.
Yeah, they both play basketball as well.
Okay, so if you wanted to go a little bit deeper into all those activities, are there like some extra classes that the kids took, like some one-on-ones, personal training, like anything extra to give them that edge that we all kind of want for our children?
Absolutely. So, my son actually started with baseball with Justin Sherman. We did a ton of baseball with him. He's since moved on to the Giants, so we do a ton of baseball lessons there. For my daughter, Jordan, she actually works out with AJ. I believe he's been on here. Mm-hmm. Her and her friends have so much fun doing all the different exercises. So that's an extra fun activity to keep them in shape. And then the programs themselves have rigorous practices and everything as well.
Okay, going back to Justin Sherman, or JustinTime as his company's called, what kind of experience did your son have?
Oh, he's the best. We all love Justin. I think he did different classes with him at very young ages. It was a really good opportunity to sort of create that foundation of baseball for him before he moved on to travel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you said, travel is like pretty all-encompassing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Yeah, you travel all over the place. And again, for Jordan, for AJ, I guess, and Burton Fit, she does it with a group of her friends?
Yeah, it's great. We've actually done it. My kids have done it together so that he has family workouts, sibling workouts, friend workouts. When it's nice out, he gets them outside. And I love it the next day when she tells me that she's sore. So we know it's working, whatever they're doing, and they're having fun while they're doing it. So it's been great.
That is great. Yeah, thank you, Dara. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
And for all these wonderful tips to have. Hold on. We're going to come back to you. For those of you who are out there watching or listening, make sure that you stay with us because Dara's going to be back here with a family tip. AJ, thank you so much for being here at LMC Media Studio on the Ave for the Sound Shore Family Guide.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. So AJ runs and owns Burton Fit. He's wearing it loud and proud.
Yes.
Thank you for that. And give us a little bit of background of how you got into this and what makes your Burton Fit different than maybe other privately owned workout studios? If not, that's not even what it is.
Yeah.
More than that.
Well, my background is, so I played sports in high school and college. I grew up in New Rochelle, so real local, and I did karate in Mamaroneck, right on Mamaroneck Avenue here. And when I got to college, I played basketball, and my major was sports medicine. And a big part of sports medicine is not just like the physical realm of things, but it's also the mental preparation to get people going and people understanding like where they are, not just physically, but also mentally. And once you realize that the power of the mind and the control it has over your body and your mood and your emotions, you start to focus on that aspect of things just as much as you focus on the physical. So as I got started, I thought I was going to have like athletes who were trying to reach the highest performance. And I was ready for that because I just came from that. I was in that world and I was like, okay, this is my demographic. And I started to realize you reach different people who are not just athletes, but just your average person who's saying, hey, I want to improve my health physically and mentally. And a lot of people were seeking out help. And I realized that in order to get people to reach their goals, that I have to reach them on a deeper level, not just give them instructions about do lunges and do push-ups. It's like we all know that, but the real trick is like how do you get someone to want to do that or see the benefits of that? And so that's where we kind of merged the mental aspect of things and the physical aspect of things and brought it together so that people could, in the simplest form, get out of their own way, but then also see all the benefits of exercise and taking care of your health and how it improves not just your life, but also your family's life.
So what ages do you cater to?
So we have programs as young as 3, and then our oldest is 80. So we have everything in between because I think there's a need for physical and mental health on all stages of life. If you think about it, it's like the same anxiousness and sometimes anxiety that we have when we're going into kindergarten for the first time is the same thing when you're going for your first job interview or when you're going to have to publicly speak. So the same thing kids go through, it's similar to what adults go through. And sometimes it's like, how do you get yourself prepared for these anxious times and stuff like that? And working out and taking care of your health and ingesting the right foods and taking care of your health kind of improves those aspects of your life.
Well, what kind of experiences would you say, like if you're younger versus if you're a mom or a dad, like what kind of things do you do?
So when for kids, there's this whole revolution because as we know, like back in the day and whatever back in your day is, whatever that is. That
we all have back days back then.
Exactly. Yeah. It's changed and it always changes. So there was opportunities back in the day where it's like, oh, every kid goes out and play because you would just be bored. You would stare at the wall because there is no internet. There is no smartphones. There aren't these things that socially connect us, but then in the same way separate us. So even physical health, it was like kids were going outside all the time. Things weren't scheduled as much. And it's like, oh, the only way you're going to see your friends is if you go out and participate and play and get all the physical benefits of going outside, getting this, being in the sun and team camaraderie and stuff like that. And now kids don't have that as much because the social part has been transformed into a device on your phone, but then you lack the physical aspect. That's so those struggles with kids are very apparent in society. So when the kids come to the gym, they're getting the teamwork, they're getting the encouragement, they're moving their bodies and seeing the benefits of hard work that were just coming in naturally. But yeah. And in adults, it's like sometimes you have become the mom. You no longer have the name. It's like you don't have a name. Your name is mom, and that's kind of where it's like sometimes we kind of lose our identity as we become adults. It's like, well, who am I? And when you come to the gym, it's more about you as opposed to what your job title is or what your responsibilities at home are. It's more about you, the individual person, and connecting on a deeper level as a community. So, yeah.
I'm sure people, when they come to your studio and they take classes together, it's also a way to connect. Like you say,
Yes.
moms, dads, we're like at home or working from home or going to the office, wherever that may be. And like you say, you want your own time and
Yeah.
you want to meet people on a different level.
Yeah.
Not just being the mom, not just being the dad, but
Yeah.
you're going to the gym, you have this
Exactly.
common factor, and
Yeah.
you're working together for the better good.
And we emphasize like community, like we're stronger together, and to literally and figuratively, it's like there's a different camaraderie when you're doing things together, and we have groups, but we also personalize it for the individual. So it's not like a class per se where it's like, hey, we're all doing this no matter what. It's more of like we know who you are. We have the relationships where we personally know you. And it's like, okay, we're going to do what's best for you, but we're going to maybe do it in a group setting. And we could do one-on-ones too, but we also have our big things. There's like the groups, the families that come together. So we have family workouts too, where it's like mom, dad, the kids, they're all doing it together.
So cute.
Yeah. And I'll show you guys videos too if you would like to see. Where you have like, you think it's like, oh, it's going to be a little kids workout. But then the parents are like, wow, these kids have energy and they could go on forever. But then it's also to see, I don't think as parents we fully, because when you're talking to your kids and they're not listening, you think like, oh, they're not paying attention. But when you see mom and dad doing something, they may not really do what you say, but they'll do what you do. And it's like, so they see like, oh, mom and dad care about their health and making the right decisions for them, again, physically and mentally. I may want to repeat that. And we have a lot of boys when they're like 8, 9, they're like, they only care about sports, but then they get older, it's like, oh, I actually do want to go to the gym. I do want to partake in feeling strong and going for goals and reaching them and going through the trials and tribulations. And it's like, well, now they know what to do because mom and dad took them to the gym, and this is what it's like, instead of being intimidated and not really understanding the landscape of a gym. So it has benefits, short-term and long-term.
Well, you are describing my son, who, when he was like in middle school, he was a little like, I just like sports, I don't want to commit. And now that he's a little bit older in high school, he's definitely into like the full experience from health and body and all that. So, well, it's amazing, AJ. I thank you so much for being here. And so if people want to actually find you, Burton Fit, how can they do that? You could go on burtonfit.com or we are like big on Instagram. It's hard to keep a track on all those social platforms, but our Instagram name is aj.burtonfit on Instagram. So you could find us. And if you want to check out all the videos and stuff, you could go there. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. Hi, Justin Sherman.
How are you?
Good. Great to see you.
It's great to see you.
Thank you for coming to the LMC Media Studio.
This is legit. This is legit.
Right? Do you remember when we met about 6 or 7 years ago with my little video camera?
Amazing.
And look where you are today.
Well, look where you are.
Well,
look at this. Spectacular.
I know. I feel very, big and important here.
You are.
But more importantly, let's talk about you. And Justin Sherman became JustinTime. Tell us a little bit about you and a little bit about your background and then really what you provide to our community.
Basically, we're all over Larchmont, Mamaroneck. We're renting facilities in Mamaroneck by Fayette, by the harbor. We're down in Larchmont, almost borderline in New Rochelle, but right in Larchmont. We're running after-school programs, private classes. We're a bolt-on solution for multiple different little leagues across Westchester County. I absolutely love what I do. I was a pretty good baseball player. I played in college. I played at New Rochelle High School, then Purchase College. I coached there as well. Got my master's in physical education. Started giving lessons in the neighborhood. 1 lesson became 2 lessons, 3, 4. COVID hit. started doing pods. That's the real word, right? Pods, right? Their little, parents started putting together their own little, cohorts. And fast forward to today, we're now in 13 different little leagues, all these programs, and we have 26 coaches. And it's all about youth development enrichment. We dominate ages 4 to 9, 4 to 10 years old. And I'm sure we'll talk more about that.
So what is the experience, for instance, when somebody in a pod contacts you and either it's an individual or a group? What is that like?
So a very popular program that we've created, it's almost create your own pod. That's really the word of it. That's really the phrase. So just like the words are, right? The parent will call us up. If they have a group of 6 to 7 kids or 8 kids, we'll either meet at a park maybe locally or their backyard, and we come to them. We provide the equipment, the coaches, and we provide a curriculum. Every single coach is fully trained. They don't step on a field without being trained on the delivery of instruction, how to manage young kids. We really take it deathly serious. It's not just coaches that played baseball or softball. It's education. It's an educational baseball training company, softball as well.
Right. Actually tap into the women, the girls as well.
Yes,
right?
We're actually expanding like massively in softball as well. And like I said, ages 4 to 9, all about youth development, building confidence, basic fundamentals. That's what we're all about.
That's awesome. And so what happens in your 2 properties in Mamaroneck that you rent and the one in Larchmont? What do you do in those?
So we basically, for the winter, we're there now. Before we transition outside, we rent those facilities from December to March. We're there like literally, I'd say 6 days a week. Actually, pretty much 7 days a week. So private, we're doing public programs, private programs. A public meaning we have like basic hitting classes, a rookie program for ages 4 to 7, pitching, hitting, all skills. And then, like I said, we have our private put your own pod together cohort. Those are robust, absolutely robust.
Yes,
so
I'm sure.
we're really busy.
Well, you have an amazing reputation. I know that people who you have been training now even work for you. That's what a wonderful impact you've made in their lives.
Yes, very proud. Gypsy Leibowitz, I'm going to name drop if that's cool. Like to me, as a coach, as an entrepreneur, it's great to see. We had her son was a player before JustinTime even existed. Started seeing JustinTime in the infancy stage, which is still kind of new. 5 years is still new in business. And now he works for me. He's a great young man. He's going to be playing college baseball. It's great. It's like a proud coach moment to see that.
Of course it is. Yes.
It really is. It's what it's all about.
I mean, he's in my son's grade, and we've seen him grow as well, and it is really
It's awesome.
beautiful to see.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. That's great. Well, that's a good success story. So let me ask you, how do people get in touch with you if anybody wants to?
So we're on social media, just like most of the world is. JustinTime Baseball on Instagram. We're constantly posting our programs. We're also really trying to educate parent coaches how to help them this year and beyond as far as managing kids and giving them the tools to succeed for their players. And then our website is just JustinTimeBaseball.com, and you can call me, 914-420-8418.
Wow. And you're going to answer that?
24/7.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Justin. We appreciate it, and I wish you a lot of success. And
thank you.
Keep on
You're doing great.
Hitting it out of the park.
You're doing great. You're on the ball. There you go.
Thanks, Justin. Hi, thank you so much for being here,
Hi,
Coach
thank
Vera.
you,
We're
yes.
here for the Sound Shore Family
Thanks for
Guide
having me.
at LMC Media Studio on the Ave. And one of our local moms whose daughter plays volleyball mentioned that she uses Coach Vera as her private tutor, private volleyball coach. So we're so happy to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So do you teach in the district?
Yes. So I have been coaching at Hallmarks Middle School for the past 8 years. And I work with the 7th graders, and I'm very happy to work with that age group. I'm passionate about it. I actually looking forward for my fall season to start. Last year I coached my daughter. It was very special because I was waiting for that to happen.
Did she like that?
She loved it.
Good.
Yes. So I'm a mom and a coach, which is very hard, but
Yes.
it works well. Yeah.
And so this is part like modified? Is this modified?
This is modified,
volleyball?
yes, modified.
And it starts in 7th grade?
Correct.
Yeah.
So we do a tryout. Parents register their children in each sport. Unfortunately, you can just register for one sport at a time. And we get the kids for the first week. We try out. Actually, every year, it's about 87 children trying out for 16 spots.
So how do you do that? Because there's not really volleyball until 7th grade. Like,
Correct,
how do girls
yes.
even know how to play?
Very good question. So volleyball, it's with me since when I was 10 years old. So my entire life. And when I moved here, I
where?
reached
Where are
out.
you from?
I'm from Brazil.
Okay.
I played and studied in Hawaii with this 100% scholarship on a Division II. So I was pretty grateful to be there. Then I moved from Hawaii to Manhattan, and I stayed there for a little bit of around 2 years, and then we moved up to Larchmont. I found Larchmont beautifully as Hawaii, and I was like, this is the place where I want to be, right? Because it's very similar, the sound, right? The ocean's nearby, and that's why I want to be here. Then I contacted the high school, and I met the coach, and she said, yes, we have a spot for you. Would you like to be in the 7th grade? I'm like, yes. So I accepted the position, and that's how I started bringing volleyball to the community. And I created Vera Volley, which is classes for children, 3rd graders up to 12. And I've been so happy and grateful to give to the community and teach these children, right, what I've been learning so far. More than sports, I teach the value of that comes with, right? It's not only the sport itself, but there's a lot of values that comes with. And so parents can look into my veravolley.com website, and you can find classes there. I coach, and I think I have right now 3 days on a week.
Where do you coach? Where do you do
So
it?
I have 4 gyms that I rent around New Rochelle.
Oh.
And right now I have about 150 children that's coming to my clinics. And I do groups, which I think it helps because, you know, as much as you can have your child do a private or a group lesson, right? So it's important to have both roads. You can do private, you can do coaching, group sessions. I mean, so it's important to be doing consistently, as everybody does soccer in town, right? I see soccer is very popular. And I'm like, why not volleyball? So I'm very happy to have this opportunity for another sport for families in Westchester.
I mean, there's a huge advantage, I'm sure, that if you start taking classes with you in 3rd grade or 4th grade,
yes.
and then you get into 7th grade, you're going to be like a professional volleyball player already.
I hope so, yes. I have a bunch of 4th graders from Chatsworth, Murray. It's very, very cute to see them. All 4th graders coming every week. They are so excited. They are eager to learn. And I'm, of course, very, very passionate about to teach them. And they have been working with me consistently. And I say, if they start early, of course, by the time they are 7th graders, they will be much more confident. Versus, hey, this is a new sport to me, and I'm a 7th grader. You can also learn. I'm not saying you cannot, right? You can. But it's, you know, it's better to start early, right?
And so if somebody wants to contact you and use your services, they can come by themselves as an individual. They don't necessarily come with a group.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
And you
Individual, yes.
Put them in with, I mean, is it by age? Is it by ability?
Right. So I have the groups by grade, right? So it's 4th to 7th, they work together. And of course, in that group range, I separate by level. So I have a 6th grader, which can work with the 9th graders. You know, she's very good. So I separate by level, not by grade. So that's how it is. And gym availability in Westchester, New York is
tight.
very, very hard and very expensive. So I tend to have 4th to 6, you know, 8th to 10. So that I think it's a better idea to get everybody together. at the same time, and I separate by level. Yeah.
Okay. And so if they want to get in touch with you again, it's Vera Volley?
It's www.veravolley.com.
Okay.
And they can just send me a message. They can text me. I have my phone in there, all my information. And they can see the dates, right? I have summer camps. I have volleyball all year long. So I do spring, summer, fall, winter. So we don't stop. Right, and
it's
I
your
also
passion.
it
You
is
love
my
it.
it's my I'm a full-time volleyball coach, and I love that. And I love walking the community, and everybody's like, "Hey, coach, good to see you." And I love that. I love stopping and talking to the parents. And I also coach in a club in Connecticut, which we ended our season yesterday. So I'm pretty busy for my winter and spring session because we have 7 away tournaments. So it's very tight for me to work right now as a private coach because of my availability. I work 6 days in a week. But when it comes to June, July, it's a little bit better, and I can work individually with the child. I usually go to their house. I go to the backyard, which we don't need to rent a whole gym for one athlete, right? So right there, I teach the child. I say, "Oh, there you have a wall. You can work outside. You can." So I teach the kid what to do on their own, right? So I go there. I do a few sessions, and they are good to go on their own. So it's good to have the independency of get the ball, go outside, do your work.
Practice.
Yes.
That's what we do. We got to practice.
Right. Yes. So I'm happy to go there and teach individually, and they can do on their own after.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, well, make sure that you get in touch with Coach Vera if you're into the volleyball. And thank you so much for being here.
Yes,
and
thank you.
so nice
Thank
meeting
you
you.
for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Of
I
course.
appreciate.
We're back with Dara Astmann. And Dara, if you would please just give us a little tidbit if you're moving from Brooklyn or Manhattan, or if you're local and you just got here and you're not aware of something that you might want to do, or a tip to share, what would that be?
Yeah, I would say one of my favorite parts about our town are the local live concerts at all different parts. They're in Larchmont, they're in Mamaroneck throughout the summer. And it's so great because I think it brings people of all ages together. There's different kinds of music. My kids would run around and dance. We would have food. They have food there. And it's just a great community activity if anyone's looking for something in the summer.
That's so true. I mean, whether it be at Flint Park, Harbor Island, Memorial Park, make sure that you check your local, the village of Larchmont, the town of Mamaroneck, the village of Mamaroneck, all the recreational departments' websites, and they will all give you who's playing, what kind of music's playing. And you're right, that's a really good idea. I love those Sunday or Monday nights, actually, and Thursday nights. Actually, every park kind of does it on a different night.
It's great. We would go to Memorial Park and we would actually come off the train from the city and go walk over right to the park. And it was just a great way to meet up with our kids and our friends. So.
Oh, that's so true. So sweet. And thanks for sharing, Dara. Thanks for watching the program. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Visit lmcmedia.org/family guide to get more information and find other episodes. LMC Media is a nonprofit media center. Follow us on socials at LMC Media Center and subscribe to our YouTube channel at LMC Media Productions to see more content.